Okay, here we go. We've got scientists. This is a lovely question if you know the answer. It's not a lovely one if you don't. We want to know that show that electric charge is quantized. Okay, have a look, and when you're ready to see the answer, watch on. Okay, these are, as I said before, these are the kind of questions that are great if you know the answer. They're not great if you don't. These are 4 famous people, but I think we should at least be sighing with relief here. We don't have to do any calculations, nothing too tricky here. Let's just go for it. Okay, let's look at the kind of bits here. First thing first, we've got Coulomb. Now, Coulomb, you know Coulomb's law. Coulomb is a scientist who established the law of electrostatic attraction. Okay, he did not discover that charge is quantized. Whole bunch of old-fashioned experiments involving huge charged spheres. That's what Coulomb was interested in. Okay, I'm going to skip Millikan for obvious reasons. Planck is mainly responsible for postulating the idea of photons. Okay, this idea that light is perhaps made up of a particle. Yeah, and that particle carries energy. So this would be Planck's contribution to science, amongst many others, by the way. And then we've got Rutherford. Now, hopefully you're screaming at the screen. Rutherford is the person who establishes the structure of the atom, particularly discovering the nucleus. Okay, moving away from that plum pudding model and moving towards the idea of the sort of solar system model that we tend to call the atom now. Obviously, I've left Millikan. Millikan is the guy we're interested in here. He shows that electric charge is quantized. This is through the experiment that you may have seen in lessons where we take an electric field and we balance gravity. Okay, we balance weight of oil droplets using electric fields, and he finds that Q is equal to NE. Now, N here is in an integer, which means that charge is quantized, and that's what Millikan's great contribution was to science. Now, I think when you know this, many of you will just have gone through this question quickly. If you know the answer, you know it. If you don't, it's worth knowing. However, I would be aware of these other scientists, because it could be that you get a question of similar type about Rutherford as opposed to Millikan. So, okay, it could be a question, which scientist discovered the nucleus, or experimental work led to the discovery of the nucleus. It's worth your while being aware of what all of these guys contributed to the field of physics.